All right, let's get right into this massive T20 World Cup Super 8 clash between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. And trust me, this is way more than just another game. We've got two teams absolutely desperate for a win to keep their semi-final dreams alive. And the stakes in Colombo, they could not be higher.
Yeah, that's the best way to think about it. This is a knockout before the knockouts even begin. See, England has already locked up one of the semi-final spots from this group, which means there is zero room for error. For whoever loses this match, that path to the Final Four becomes, well, almost impossible. It's do or die.
So what does all this pressure actually look like on paper? Let's break it down and see just how tight things are.
Okay, this table tells a heck of a story. You see New Zealand sitting there in second, but that's a bit deceiving. Their first match was a complete washout. Now look down at Sri Lanka, way at the bottom. That really heavy loss to England absolutely destroyed their net run rate. I mean, minus 2.55, that's just brutal. So for them, it's not just about winning. They have to win big. And this quote, it just nails the situation perfectly. One team takes this giant, decisive leap toward the semis. The other? Well, they're left scrambling, hoping for miracles and other results to go their way. You can feel the tension, right? Every single ball is going to be played under a mountain of pressure. So how in the world is Sri Lanka planning to handle all this? Well, their whole strategy is built around one thing, their home advantage, and a very specific game plan for playing in Colombo. They use this fascinating strategy that some analysts are calling spin architecture. The core idea is simple but deadly. Completely own the middle phase of the game, from over 7 to about 15. They unleash this web of spinners to just suffocate the run rate, build up that dot ball pressure, and basically force batters into making huge mistakes. And you can see that whole philosophy laid out right here. Their big strength is that spin web, with Mahesh Deekshana leading the attack. Plus, nobody knows these slow Colombo pitches better. But, and this is a big but, their major pressure point, their Achilles heel, is the batting. It's been all over the place, and after a great start to the tournament, their form has kind of fallen off a cliff, losing their last 2 games. But they do have one massive bright spot in that lineup, and that's the opener, Pathum Nissanka. I mean, look at this. He's one of only 3 batters to score over 200 runs in this entire World Cup so far. He's got a century, a 50. He is absolutely the key. If Sri Lanka has any hope of putting up a decent score, you feel like it all rests on his shoulders. Now, let's flip the script and look at their opponents. New Zealand's approach, it's totally different. It's not so much about raw home field dominance. It's all about a structured, methodical, and precise blueprint that they execute phase by phase. But this is where it gets really interesting for the Kiwis. There's this kind of core imbalance in their team. Their batting has been an absolute juggernaut, especially in the power play. They're averaging over 60 runs. But, and here's the kicker, their bowling, especially with the new ball, has been leaky and expensive. So you have this huge contrast within the same squad. So what that all means is New Zealand's strengths are pretty clear, right? A super deep, flexible batting order, a bowling plan they can tweak on the fly, and they've been in great form recently. But that one glaring weakness, that expensive new ball bowling, is exactly the vulnerability that Sri Lanka is going to be looking at and thinking, yep, that's our way in. This whole dynamic sets us up for 3 really decisive tactical battles. Honestly, these are the moments where this game is going to be won or lost. So let's walk through them. Battle number 1, the opening salvo. Can Sri Lanka's top order get after that vulnerable new ball attack from New Zealand? Then we hit the middle overs. Battle number 2, can New Zealand's batters survive that Sri Lankan spin web we talked about? And finally, the end game, the high-pressure death overs. Will it be Sri Lanka's chaotic pace or New Zealand's cool, calm finishers who come out on top? So after all that, the big question is, who actually holds the edge heading into this massive game? Let's see what the data says. Well, if you just look at the history books, it's pretty one-sided. In T20s, New Zealand has a clear advantage. They've won 16 of the 28 matches these two have played. For a while now, they've just consistently had Sri Lanka's number in this format. But, and this is a huge but, you have to consider the venue. Here in this World Cup, the Colombo pitch has been all about batting first. Look at that. 4 out of 5 times, the team that sets the target has won the game. Scoreboard pressure is a massive, massive factor here, and that could really level the playing field. So really, this is what it all boils down to. It's a classic clash of styles.
On one side, you've got Sri Lanka, with a game plan built to perfectly sync with their home conditions. And on the other, you have New Zealand, with their solid structure, their deep batting, and just their incredible tournament experience.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Will that spin architecture be enough for Sri Lanka to build a fortress in Colombo and just completely suffocate the Kiwis? Or will New Zealand's precision, their depth, and their cool-headed composure be too much to handle, even in unfamiliar territory? It's going to be a fascinating watch, and it will absolutely define one team's World Cup.